Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Well, one of the largest lottery prizes sold in Texas history. What the store manager of the convenience store that sold the winning ticket has to say.
Plus, a rule expected to be dropped by the White House over compensating passengers for flight delays and cancellations. How this could impact your travels.
Also, Brad Simpson back in court this morning. A look at what the judge will be reviewing, and that could have a big impact on his case. Hi, good morning. It is Monday, September 8th, and before we get to weather and your top stories,
yes.
Did you know that Bluebell has released a new flavor?
I heard a rumor, and I approve. If you wanted a sweet treat to go along with your Monday night football, feast your eyes on a Texas twist here. Classic pecan pie ice cream is now available in pint and half-gallon sizes.
That looks good. Okay, so Bluebell says it's brown sugar ice cream mixed with pecan pie filling. Okay, the good part, the filling.
Yep.
Pie crust and roasted pecan pieces. The chain says you can find it in most places where Bluebell is sold, but for a limited time only. Wow, they did a good job with that little commercial, like if it's coming from the oven.
Yeah. I could eat an entire half gallon.
For breakfast.
Yeah.
It's ice cream that's slow, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's right. For dramatic purposes. Yeah, they scoop it very slow.
Yes.
You can see.
Yes, I will not comment on that because I'm not a pecan pie guy.
Oh,
okay.
But I could see how that would be delicious to those who do like it. I'm more of the cookie guy. Yeah, whatever the cookies and cream or cookie dough. I don't care, but yeah, it's all good. All right. We took a look outside there. We got blue skies. It's a beautiful morning. After all of that rain yesterday, and by the way, we're going to give you some of the totals coming up. We'll look at that. But let's talk about the here and now because it is nice. 73 degrees at the airport. New Braunfels is at 72. Converse 75. Boerne still in the 60s. So it's been a nice start. Northeasterly winds at about 8 miles per hour. Here's where I think we end up. 4 o'clock, 89. That will be our high temperature. And you know what? That is not so bad. That is below average. We can deal with that, especially if we have some dry air. But problem is, while we'll have some nice mornings and evenings this week, that dry air is going to allow us to really heat up, I think, by the week's end. So 92 Tuesday, 94 Wednesday, and then we're back into the mid-90s Thursday and Friday. And rain moves out of the picture. But again, it was good this weekend. We'll talk about some of those numbers and the totals for you coming up here in just a couple minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Let's look out there quickly with TransGuide to check a few of the cameras around town. Of course, that shot looking a lot better than it did just half an hour ago there at the Alamo Dome, Ernie. So things are moving pretty much across the city right now, just the usual construction spots. Well, today prosecutors have an important court deadline to meet in the high-profile case of Brad Simpson. Will some of the evidence be turned over?
Yeah, we could be finding out really soon. Simpson is charged in the murder of his wife, Suzanne Simpson, who disappeared almost a year ago, and her remains have yet to be found. So this morning, our Erica Hernandez has joined us to discuss the case, and here's part of that conversation.
Here's a recap of this case for those who may just be hearing about it. On October 6th last year, Suzanne Simpson was last seen at a party at the Argyle in Alamo Heights. The following day at 10 p.m., her husband, Brad Simpson, reported her missing. A search ensued for Suzanne on October 9th. Brad was in police custody and charged with tampering, fabricating evidence with intent to impair, and a prohibited weapons charge. It wasn't until, though, November 7th that Brad was charged with the murder of Suzanne. About a month later, on December 3rd, Simpson was officially indicted. Now, since then, there has been little movement in the case as the defense awaits all the evidence to be turned over. Over the past year, the conversation of evidence keeps getting brought up during a status conference hearings, with the defense now just missing that evidence from the Texas Rangers. Now, we will find out later this morning if that evidence does get turned over. We will be live streaming. This is expected around the 9 o'clock hour. Just watch it live on KSAT.com.
So what happens when it doesn't?
So there's several things that can happen if it doesn't. On the defense's side, they could ask for a writ, which is going to a higher court demanding it get turned over, or they could ask for a speedy trial. They could ask for his bond to be lowered because we're not taking this fast enough. The judge can also do a few things as well, which is he could grant that speedy trial, or he could just say, you know what, you can't get this evidence in time. It's not going to be in the trial, which could be a very big deal. This is a very big piece of evidence evidence that the defense needs, and it's why nothing can actually continue until this process is over.
Erica, you went through that entire timeline, and again, that is almost now a year that we've had this unfortunate case, but anything else that's kind of stood out to you over the past couple of months or so, or what should our viewers kind of be looking out for maybe later on today?
I think what we could expect today is, say it does get turned over, we'll get what's called a scheduling order made out, which is basically now scheduling when other things are going to be due leading up to a potential trial date. So that kind of gives us an overview of just how much longer it could be before Brad Simpson does face a jury.
Well, the defense has repeatedly raised concerns over delays in receiving evidence during status hearings throughout the past year.
So we are live streaming this hearing, and you can watch it live. Again, it was supposed to start at 9 this morning, so just go to KSAT.com for the very latest on that.
Well, Kerr County commissioners are expected to adopt a property tax rate to help pay for the disaster recovery.
Commissioners are expected to take a vote this morning, and the rate that they're looking at is 40.24 cents per hundred. So that's a 4.93% decrease, even as rising property values mean the average homeowner could still see about a 5% tax increase. Flood victims with at least 15% property damage have until October 18th to apply for tax exemptions.
And while FEMA will reimburse some of the costs, county leaders say that is a slow process and money is needed now to pay contractors right now.
Now, a landowner is asking commissioners to keep the debris in the county instead of landfills outside of the county. She says the mulch is a critical natural resource for the river and could help reduce erosion and stabilize the soil. Again, we are live streaming that meeting at KSAT.com. You can watch it right now to hear the very latest.
And people are still looking for financial assistance from the Hill Country floods. Now they have until the end of the month to get some help.
The deadline has been extended, which means those who live in qualifying counties have until September 28th to submit damages and make claims to FEMA. We have a link on our website to apply. Just go to KSAT.com.
Well, speaking of the Hill Country, crews from 3 volunteer fire departments in Centerpoint, Comfort, and Ingram, they all leapt into action during the July 4th floods, and those 3 departments got brand new trucks to help them for years to come.
Yes, we had people going in scenes in their own cars, but not only that, having to be able to pull specialized equipment around, not having the vehicles to do it.
Well, the Rapid Relief Team raised $200,000 to buy 3 brand new Super Duty F-350 trucks custom to the fire chief's needs, and these trucks give the volunteers the versatility and the power they need to tackle any emergency, big or small. All right, well, here's today's 9 at 9. So Russia launched its biggest airstrike over the weekend in Ukraine, setting their main government building on fire and killing several people. President Donald Trump says some European leaders may visit the U.S. as soon as today to talk about ending the war. He also said he's not happy with how things are going.
And the president is responding to his weekend post about Chicago, where he said the city might face war over crime. He also spoke about a massive immigration raid at a Hyundai plant in Georgia, where nearly 500 workers were detained. Authorities say those detained will be sent home soon.
Well, CVS Caremark is facing a class action lawsuit after dropping coverage for Zepbound, a popular obesity drug by Eli Lilly. Now, the company is accused of pushing patients toward Wegovy, made by Novo Nordisk and a partner of CVS Caremark. So patients and doctors say the drugs aren't the same, with different side effects and different results.
Pope Leo made history this weekend by canonizing the first millennial saint, Carlo Acutis. He was a teenager from Italy who died of leukemia at the age of 15. Born in 1991, Carlo built a website to share miracles and his faith, earning him the nickname God's Influencer. His story connects with young Catholics, and dozens, actually hundreds or thousands, gathered at the Vatican over the weekend for that ceremony.
Well, the European Union has banned the use of a key chemical ingredient in certain gel nail polishes and other cosmetic products. Regulators have classified that chemical, known as TPO, as a type of reproductive toxicant. Now, TPO responds to light and helps gel nail polish set under some ultraviolet light.
A salmonella outbreak has been linked to some home delivery meals made by Metabolic Meals and delivered during the week of July 28th. The meals are the 4-cheese tortellini, low-carb chicken teriyaki and vegetables, black garlic and ranch chicken tenders, and sliced top sirloin with roasted peanut sauce and summer vegetables. So far, 16 people across 10 states have fallen ill.
BMW and Mercedes are trying to take on Tesla. Both car makers have now unveiled new electric SUVs. The vehicles aimed squarely at the Tesla model, which has dominated that category. So the Mercedes GLC and BMW iX3 are due to hit dealerships next year.
Millions of Americans are facing the prospect of no more free shipping from Amazon. At the end of the month, it's officially ending a perk that had allowed Prime members to share free shipping benefits with up to 4 people anywhere in the U.S. Amazon is offering discounts on Prime to try and sign up some of the customers that are being kicked out.
Well, big win in Texas over the weekend after one winning ticket was sold at a gas station convenience store in Fredericksburg. The other winning ticket was sold in Missouri. So the winners will have to choose to take around just about $410 million home today, or $893 million over the next 30 years. And that's today's 9 at 9. Well, speaking of the Powerball winning ticket, it was sold in a gas station convenience store in Fredericksburg. Biggs over on 290 and Jinsky Lane has only been open 7 months. However, the store manager says one of the things keeping customers coming in the door has been that growing Powerball number. So now the race is on to see if the winner is one of many locals who come in for that ticket or just a passerby going through town. So here's some of the reaction from the store manager after finding out they sold that winning ticket.
It's amazing. Never thought it could happen, but here we are. Yeah. I was always told it's bad luck to purchase at your store. Lesson learned. I will start purchasing at my store.
Well, congrats to that big winner. And here's a clue. It wasn't any of us here at KSAT.
Not that I know of. No. Okay, so we will keep working. And meanwhile, this week on Connect with the Council, I visited a small business in District 9 on the north side to have a nice coffee and a chat with that woman there, Misty Spears. The Mermaid Cafe on Blanco Road was our stop. Now, Spears reminisced about her time growing up on the north side and the nearby restaurant in that same shopping center where her husband used to work while they were dating. Now, just 3 months into her first term as a council member, Spears has a lot on her plate, including the multi-billion-dollar city budget, Project Marvel, and issues related to flooding and homelessness. This comes just 1 week after 2 people experiencing homelessness lost their lives in flash flooding along Salado Creek.
So this is something I've been talking about. I've brought it up every chance I get to because water is hugely important. As we've seen development grow, we have to be paying attention to how that affects drainage and stormwater. I have a lot of development in District 9, and there has been for quite some time. So we're seeing those impacts, and losing lives is just unacceptable.
So in addition to being a councilwoman, Spears is also a mother to 3 young girls. And later this evening in the 6 o'clock news hour, she's going to open up about work-life balance and how it was her daughters who actually influenced her to run for city council.
Well, that's pretty neat.
And again, I've said this earlier, it's just remarkable how they have to manage careers and city council and having kids in some cases and spouses and whatnot. So it's a lot.
Yes, but also a great role model for the 3 daughters.
That is very true. Yeah, so more from Council Member Spears later on today. Meanwhile, it's 9/11 right now, 73 degrees, and still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Starbucks adding to its menu again, this time in hopes to attract those looking to add a little extra protein to their diets.
And the White House plans to drop rules on compensating passengers for flight delays and cancellations. What this could mean for your future travels coming up.
Well, welcome back. It's 9:15, and the White House is planning to drop proposed Biden-era rules on compensating customers for disrupted flights. So former President Biden and former Transportation Department Secretary Pete Buttigieg originally proposed the rule in 2023. And the idea was to require air carriers to provide essential services and compensation to passengers after a canceled or delayed flight in the U.S. due to circumstances within the airline's control.
A Transportation Department spokesperson said some of the Biden administration's proposed rules went beyond what Congress has required. Airlines for America, the lobbying group for airlines in the U.S., praised the planned rollback. The Department of Transportation said it would still implement consumer protections mandated by Congress.
Well, Spirit Airlines is discontinuing 11 of its routes serving U.S. cities. The move comes as the carrier works to reorganize to deal with financial difficulties, including 2 bankruptcy filings in under a year. So the soon-to-be canceled routes include those servicing Albuquerque, New Mexico, Portland, Oregon, San Diego, California, and Chattanooga, Tennessee.
The 11 routes will be permanently suspended on October 2nd. Spirit, in a statement, apologized for the inconvenience to customers and says it will contact those with reservations about options. Spirit filed for bankruptcy protection at the end of August, less than 1 year after previously filing in November.
So switching gears here, if you are sipping that morning coffee right now, like I am here, forget that pumpkin spice latte. How about a protein spiced latte? Okay, Starbucks is adding protein-packed lattes and cold foams to their menu later this month.
The coffee chain giant says there will be between 15 to 36 grams of protein per grande beverage. The drinks will come in a variety of flavors as well as sugar-free and unsweetened choices.
I like protein's having a moment.
Oh, yeah. Well, it sounds good.
It's a very popular additive these days.
Well, yeah,
I bulk up, you know.
I guess they do that in the shakes anyway, so I wonder if maybe it won't taste too different.
They do, yeah. A lot of the shakes and, you know, like smoothies and stuff, you can add in protein. Anyway.
We'll see.
For an upcharge, though. For an upcharge.
Oh, I didn't even. Wait, what did that say? I'm
guessing. Well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They're probably like, okay, $7 for protein.
It's always, you always got to assume it's going to cost extra.
You're right. That's right.
The rain came at no cost yesterday, though, and it was beautiful. There's a look at a rain gauge on the far west side that recorded nearly 2 inches of rain. And the good part about this is most of it came as just like a steady rainfall that lasted for several hours. Now, we did have some road issues. We did have a couple of low water crossings that got a little dicey, but nothing over the top flood-wise. Most of it was just good for our yards and for everything else, for the aquifer too. Here's a look at the map when it comes to estimated rainfall totals. And you can see it was the northwest side of Bexar County that got the higher numbers, and then as you get west into the hill country, there were some good numbers, and north up towards Comfort and Bernie, we had another little bullseye there east of New Braunfels. And when you look at San Antonio International officially, 1.28, that is over Saturday and Sunday, so a 2-day period there. But you go down to places like Stinson and Elmendorf, we're talking 1/10 of an inch. That was the total. So the southeast side did not get near as much. If you're on the northwest side, the number was significantly more. So Fair Oaks Ranch, Camp Bullis, 2.5 inches. So the airport was, right there in between. If you average it out across Bexar County, it was, around an inch or so. But we do think the aquifer is going to continue to go up. At last check, 2.6, up 2.6 feet to 632.5. We're still way below average, but to see the aquifer jump up over 2 feet anytime is good. And, it's because that rain was just a good, again, soaking rain. As we look outside, we do have a few clouds rolling in. I don't think these will last too long, but they certainly could help us with temperatures today. Right now, 73. 72 in New Braunfels, 75 Converse, 68 in Bernie. Northeasterly wind, and that's an important component here because that drives in some drier air, and we can see that on the water vapor satellite here. So this is the mid-levels of the atmosphere, but some of this is mixing down. Where you get that orange color, that represents some drier air, drier, stable air that is sitting over top of us now. And that's going to be with us most of the week. So as we look at the forecast for today, some clouds this morning, and I still think we probably get some clouds this afternoon too. But the high temperatures, because there's still some moisture in the soil, tends to keep temperatures down a little bit. We're going to go with 89 for a high, and then 85, 7 o'clock, 83 at 8 p.m. Great evening. And in fact, that's going to be kind of the main takeaway this week. Beautiful mornings, beautiful evenings, but kind of hot during the afternoon. And that is because we'll have dry air in place. If you look at the dew point trend here, it's going to be pleasant basically all week when you're talking about those humidity levels. So again, that provides for those kind of big swings in temperature, and I suspect that's what we'll see most of the week. Not only that, we have high pressure in the upper levels that starts to build in. This is the heat high, and that's why temperatures are going to be quite warm in the afternoon. This sets up for that, but it also takes away any sort of rain chance, other than maybe Friday where we could get a few showers along the coast. I don't expect much today. Again, high temperatures, 80s and 90s this afternoon. We'll be up around 92 tomorrow, 94 Wednesday, 95 Thursday, and mid-90s going into the weekend with no rain chances to speak of. So, yeah, I think everything's going to green up after the rain over the weekend.
I got to say, what are we, September 8th? I have
Yes.
my grass is remarkably green considering how late in the year it is right now.
That is true.
Mine's patchy. It's making a comeback. It was very brown, and now we're starting to see these green patches show up, so it's encouraging.
Okay, great to see the comeback.
I've got bare spots, to be clear. Like, but you're saying where the grass is growing, it is green still.
It is green. It is.
That's a win.
That's good for this time of year.
That's a dub right there.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah. All right.
Okay, even though there's no rain this week, that's it. We have that win.
Fair enough.
All right, stay with us here. It's 9:21 and 73 degrees for now.
Big night for music at the MTV Video Music Awards. The VMAs have produced some big moments in pop culture. And in case you missed it, we'll have a look at some of the greatest hits from last night coming up.
Ricky Martin transported us back to 1999 with a few of his hits. Before being awarded the first MTV Latin Icon Award.
I want to dedicate this award to my kids.
Lady Gaga won Artist of the Year and performed her hit Abracadabra. Busta Rhymes took home the Rock the Bells Visionary Award. Ariana Grande won Best Pop and Video of the Year. And Sabrina Carpenter brought the audience to tears. Also winning Best Album. Other performers included Post Malone and Jelly Roll. And the VMA's Best New Artist, Alex Warren, performing one of the hottest hits of the summer. There was also a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, who died in July. Rocker Young Blood, wearing a cross necklace given to him by Ozzy, opened with Crazy Train, then joined Aerosmith's Steven Tyler and Joe Perry on another Ozzy hit. But it was the legend herself, Mariah Carey, who got the crowd moving. With a medley of her hits spanning decades, before accepting the MTV Video Vanguard Award.
I can't believe I'm getting my first VMA tonight. I just have one question. What in the Sam Hill were you waiting for?
Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News.
I would have bet money that she had gotten one before.
I did too. I just assumed, especially in the 90s, you know.
Yes, I totally agree.
So maybe she was something truthful came out of there. What were you rooting for?
Anyway, she got one now. That's for sure. Little Moon Man.
Yes.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yes. 9:27 right now. 73 degrees. Still more ahead in the next half hour of GMSA at 9.
So the FDA pushing for safer packaging on nicotine pouches. Look at what is prompting that push and how it could keep kids safe.
And San Antonio Startup Week is next month. What small business owners can look forward to help their growing businesses. Coming up. Hi, welcome back. 9:31 now on this Monday. About 400 people packed into a church to organize against Project Marvel on Sunday afternoon. Cops Metro, a nonprofit that stands for Communities Organized for Public Service, hosted voters who do not want Project Marvel to move forward.
Well, the project will be known as Proposition B on the ballot in November. So if it's passed, Proposition B would approve up to $311 million in revenue from tourists and visitors to build the Spurs a new arena in downtown San Antonio. So this is how members of Cops Metro feel about the proposition.
When we set a trend of using public funds for private use, then we're setting a terrible trajectory for the city of San Antonio.
It's sad enough that if we would have to pay for it, then we have to pay to enter into it. You have to pay to park around it.
Their property tax values are going to go up, and they're not going to be able to pay them. We also have other infrastructure needs, such as roads and sidewalks.
Early voting begins October 20th, and Election Day will be November 4th. Meanwhile, Manu Ginobili got fans hyped, and this was not for a game. The Spurs kicked off their Win Together campaign this weekend to get Spurs fans excited about voting in favor of Propositions A and B in November.
So Proposition A would approve just under $200 million for upgrades to county facilities on the city's east side, like the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo Grounds at the Frostbank Center. So Proposition B would approve up to $311 million to pay for a new Spurs arena in downtown San Antonio. So here's what some of the fans, where they stand on those propositions.
It's time for them to come back downtown.
This will bring a lot more of the entertainment to the downtown area.
We have game tickets, and we just love our Spurs, and it's important because it's not just about the Spurs, it's about the community also.
So this is only the beginning of the Spurs campaign for Project Marvel. Early voting again is October, and November 4th is Election Day, so you still have time to figure out exactly how you want to vote.
Well, San Antonio Startup Week celebrating 10 years of bringing entrepreneurs together from across the city to give them mentorship, training, and investment opportunities. So this is happening in October, and they're going to have a keynote speaker like Shark Tank's Daniel Lebutsky.
Yeah, all while giving new business owners ideas on how to grow their company, common pitfalls to avoid, and the chance to pitch to investors. Geekdom says you don't even have to be creating your own startup for this to affect you, because startups, they say, create disruptions that serve the everyday average citizen.
Coming to a place like San Antonio Startup Week, experiencing the lessons learned, will unlock the possibilities of building something that solves that problem for the next Joe Schmo.
Well, San Antonio Startup Week is next month, again, October 13th through the 17th. But if you need a preview of everything that's going to be happening then, you go ahead. That's coming up on Wednesday on Startup Day.
All right, it is Construction for a Cause. It's Construction 2025 happening today. Architects and friends build structures out of canned food, and it all goes to benefit the San Antonio Food Bank. It's part of Hunger Action Awareness Month. Public judging is opening today at North Star Mall, and this is the 18th year for this event. To date, Construction has donated more than 600,000 pounds of food. The sculptures will remain on display throughout North Star Mall through the end of September.
It's always neat to see out there, everything they come up with. That's very creative. Well, also happening today, okay, we're going to talk about Christmas a little bit. Volunteers are set to begin the process of kicking off one of San Antonio's biggest holiday celebrations, which is Light the Way at Incarnate Word, and it starts with replacing worn and broken bulbs on each string of lights. So volunteers will take part in the effort at 10 a.m. at the University of the Incarnate Word, and this year's Light the Way celebration will kick off on November 22nd with the annual Flip of the Switch.
All right, looking ahead to Tuesday, the City of San Antonio's Transportation Department is holding an open house to connect with the community about improvements coming to the city's roads. So this will happen tomorrow evening from 5:30 to 7:30 in the Luna Assembly Room at the UTSA downtown campus. Free parking will be available at Cattleman Square lot.
Look out there with live cam. I can't complain. When I stepped out this morning, it wasn't anything crazy, but somehow I was still expecting humidity like we had on Saturday.
Well, no, it's dried out, Steph. And not only that, we dropped down to 70 this morning, which that's a really good temperature. And I think by tomorrow morning, we'll probably be in the upper 60s. So you go a little more like fall, not quite there, but we're getting closer. Pollen count is in. And this is going to be an important number today. Molds were really high yesterday, and it stands to reason we had all the rain. They're still high today, but better, 1,130. But if you have allergy issues, that is your culprit because the rain washed most everything else out of the atmosphere. So fall elm and ragweed still technically there, but they are low at 20. We'll see where molds stand tomorrow, but they tend to stay elevated for at least a few days after the rainfall. Temperatures right now 73. We've got a little cloud deck rolling in, so it still feels good. 68 in Fredericksburg, 73 Uvalde, 73 Eagle Pass. And as long as those clouds are there, that could help us with temperatures today. Right now we're going to 89. If they stick around a little longer, maybe we go a degree or two cooler. Either way, it'll feel pretty good today. 87 2 o'clock, 89 at 4 p.m., 87 at 6 p.m. Do know it is about to get hotter though, and we have quite a bit of heat on the way to finish out the week. We'll take another look at that forecast and the tropics for you too, coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Well, a lot of us adults are familiar with knee pain, but apparently knee pain is very common in active kids. And one condition, often called a jumper's knee, tends to show up during growth spurts.
Yeah, so it often shows in those who play sports that use a lot of jumping. ABC's Jacqueline Lee explains some things parents can do to help their children.
A report in the Journal of the American Medical Association's Pediatrics finds many children who play sports experience knee pain from overuse. One common cause is a condition called Osgood-Schlatter's disease, also known as OSD or jumper's knee. It usually affects girls between the ages of 8 to 13 and boys between the ages of 12 to 15, especially those who play sports that involve running, jumping, or kicking, like soccer, basketball, or volleyball. Kids with jumper's knee feel pain and swelling right below the joint, mostly during activity. It usually affects just one leg, although it can be both. Doctors can usually diagnose the issue with a physical exam. Treatment typically includes rest, ice, pain meds if needed, and stretching. Most kids get better without surgery. The key is to not push through the pain. Support from parents and coaches makes a big difference in recovery. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jacqueline Lee.
Well, the Food and Drug Administration wants to see nicotine pouch manufacturers use child-resistant packaging on their products. So this comes as a rise in nicotine pouch exposure cases has been reported among young children, with some causing nicotine poisoning. So the FDA noted that it has authorized 20 nicotine pouch products, all of which use child-resistant packaging. However, some others without FDA authorization do not have that type of packaging.
Getting health insurance through your job is about to get more expensive. Employer benefits consulting firm Mercer collected the numbers in a survey. It found workers can expect to pay, on average, an additional 6 to 7% in premiums next year. Some employers say they will try to limit those increases, but that typically means you'll pay higher deductibles and out-of-pocket costs instead. Many companies are also offering workers more plan options, some of which have lower copays depending on the practitioner.
Spaceflight makes certain human stem cells age faster. That is according to a new study furthering scientists' understanding of the potential effects of space exploration on the human body. So researchers found that stem cells decline in function while in space, which reduces their ability to regenerate. Experts say that these findings mean that long missions could weaken the blood and immune systems, potentially raising health risks for astronauts.
Okay, 9:39, 73 degrees, and you are watching GMSA at 9.
Well, coming up, the Tobin Center held their annual open house over the weekend. So after the break, some sights and sounds.
They call themselves the heart of the arts, and it's not hard to see why. The Tobin Center held their annual open house over the weekend to show the community what they are all about.
And our photojournalist Everett Allen stopped by to take in the sights and the sounds.
So every year since we've opened in 2014, we do an annual open house, and we invite the community in to just kind of see backstage, kind of see some performances from some of our resident companies, take a tour of the building, get a lot of free opportunities just to see different things that they normally wouldn't see.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6. The mission of the Tobin Center is to improve life in San Antonio by bringing the arts to everyone. We say that the Tobin Center is where the arts live. And now Generation Next has a program that spans from birth to 12th grade, and then we hand over into the rest of the programming department so that we can address needs for everyone. For this particular open house, we have a room that we have been able to fill all by ourselves, which allows anyone who might have learning challenges or sensory sensitivities to have a place where they can come see a performance without having any judgment.
If they come to see this, next time around when they see it come up on their Facebook feed or something, they'll buy tickets.
That's some talent right there.
Yes, and again, our journalist Everett Allen out there at the Tobin Center. And, and at least they were indoors during all that rain yesterday.
Yeah, it was kind of nasty yesterday, and if you were out and about, the roads were messy, and it was just a great day to, be at the Tobin or stay indoors. Much sunnier. I say that, we've got some clouds rolling in, but quieter today, that's for sure. I want to take you back. I pushed this out to your cell phone if you have the KSAT weather app. Wrote a little article about it, but today is the 125th anniversary of the Great Galveston Hurricane of 1900, and this really was, it is the most devastating natural disaster in U.S. history. The fatalities were somewhere between 6,000 and 12,000, which is really hard to wrap your mind around. Forecasters believed that this system was going to move toward Florida. It passed over Cuba, but it came straight into Galveston and just did immense amounts of damage. And really, it forever changed Texas because Galveston was one of the largest cities in the state and basically lost half of its population, and just very devastating. And of course, they built the seawall as a result of this storm, but just a sad remembrance here of the big hurricane back in 1900. Made landfall on this day back then. Let's talk about hurricanes, though, and we have not really been affected here in Texas so much from tropical weather this year. Now, we are approaching the peak of hurricane season. In fact, it's in 2 days, and there's nothing out there, at least in the Atlantic. I will tell you this. We still have plenty of time, and we know that even going into October, we can still see plenty of tropical storms and hurricanes, so don't let your guard down. But we're a little bit behind the pace. You know, they put out those forecasts, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they put out forecasts. They did call for a busy year. We've gone through 6 named storms here. We're awaiting Gabrielle if we do get another named storm in Umberto and Imelda, Jerry. We shall see, but again, nothing out there right now. Things are pretty quiet. As we look outside here in San Antonio, cloud deck has rolled in. Temperatures at 73, and I will say if these clouds hang around, it's going to be an even cooler day. We're expecting highs in the 80s, but these clouds will certainly help. 72 New Braunfels, 75 in Converse. It feels very refreshing outside. There's a satellite picture, and we do have, again, some of these low clouds that have built in, and you can see they're kind of spreading now across San Antonio. And yeah, I do think they break apart, and we'll get some sun today, but for the moment, that should help. Dew points are in the 60s, so still kind of humid. But not as bad as it could be. Those dew points in the 70s have been pushed south, and I think you'll see things continue to kind of dry out some. It'll be a slow process, but we'll get there. 89 is what we're forecasting now, but again, if those clouds hang around longer, we can lower that temperature even more, and that would be a great way to start our Monday. Let's look down the line now, and it's high pressure that's really going to be in control, and this is going to take over for the rest of the week. It's that heat high, and I do think it cranks up temperatures some. We're talking mid-90s, so it's just going to be a quiet week. There's no rain in the forecast because of that. And you look at the temperature outlook beyond that, so this is kind of the next week that we're talking about here, September 14th through September 18th, and it's still showing above average temperatures, or a higher likelihood of that anyway. And as far as precipitation goes, we're kind of neutral. But we're not seeing a lot there that's going to say, hey, we're going to get a lot of rain anytime soon. So we are moving into a quieter pattern for sure after a busy weekend. Temperatures tomorrow, 92, 94 Wednesday, 95 Thursday, and mid-90s going into the weekend.
But no rain.
No rain. No rain.
Okay.
But we did get our fair share this weekend, so
that is true.
We can take a little break.
All right, that's okay. And we have the lower temperatures like you told me earlier this morning, in the morning.
Yeah, the mornings and evenings will be great. And I think today's going to be relatively nice.
We'll take it. Okay, very good. All right, we're about 10 minutes away from another SA Live. Time to check in to see what's happening.
Happy
and there's cake.
Yay! Happy birthday.
Yes, it is a very special day at SA Live. It is our 11th anniversary. That's this many.
And look at the beautiful cake. This is from Gigi's Cupcakes. Wow. They put that together. Can you guess the flavor in there? You want to guess?
I'm going to say chocolate.
Yeah, you got it.
So good. She's so good. She's right here.
Yes, and they have their fall flavors, and they have a deal for viewers as well. But our question today, they are a local business, and we want to know, what is that one local spot that you have to try at least once in San Antonio? Because we're all about celebrating San Antonio. Do you guys have one?
I mean,
there's so many.
I just meet you downtown right away.
Restaurants jump off the page. I love Tommy's. Tommy's is a good one.
There's so many. Gosh, Lee, that's a great question.
I know.
We'll see what we know.
It was like the Cove?
The Cove is great. Oh, I love their fish tacos,
Yeah, right. So we want you to scan that QR code and let us know what's the one local spot you have to try at least once. You may see that answer in the show.
Yep, and we also have freebies for you today. So there's quite a few, some local, some franchises, but on your birthday, and September is the busiest birthday month, by the way. Tomorrow is the most celebrated day. Just fun facts for you to take in.
Well, we're not the only ones celebrating a big anniversary. Jada is out at the shops at La Cantera where they're celebrating a milestone and maybe even some freebies around there too, right, Jada?
Yes, we are here at La Cantera, and they are celebrating their 20th
anniversary, and we have a lot in store on the show, ladies. I'm talking food, lots of events on how you can celebrate the 20 years with La Cantera all month long. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. I'm super excited. There is also going to be some furry friends on the show, and you know we love our furry babies over here on SA Live. So happy birthday to SA Live. Also, happy birthday to my older sister Shannon, because today is her birthday too. Lots of things to celebrate. I'm gonna toss it back to you guys for now though.
Dropping anytime soon, but if you're ready for the fall vibes, well, we have got the perfect treat. Look at these right here.
So this one's the apple butter concrete, right?
Okay.
Can I go in?
Yes, and this is from Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard. They're new fall. Some of these are new. Okay, so that's the new one that you just tried.
That is amazing.
Okay, and then there's the return of the fan favorite pumpkin pie concrete. Okay, that's a vanilla frozen custard blended with pumpkin cream and vanilla wafers.
Oh, is that it?
Now, if you can't decide between those two amazing flavors, well, there is the new Harvest Swirl Concrete. Apple butter meets the fan favorite pumpkin cream blended with vanilla frozen custard. Oh, these fall flavors are available at participating locations for a limited time only, now through October 5th while supplies last. And you can enjoy these at the Rita's, located on Walnut Avenue there in New Braunfels. And then there's also one inside SeaWorld.
And this right here is their mango. Apparently this is the top seller. So you see how they brought us a whole bucket? Just for me and you, Fiona.
Thank you. Thank you, Rita's. Yes. Italian Ice. Thank you so much. All right.
And we have a bunch of fun moments to share with you over the years as we celebrate another birthday here on SA Live. That and much more.
Even the moments we want to forget.
It's time to bust some digital card packs. The Pokemon Company has released Secluded Springs for its Pokemon TCG Pocket app. The latest expansion features more than 100 new cards for players to collect. Kirby lands on Switch 2. Nintendo has released Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. The transforming Pink Sphere's latest adventure gets an upgrade for Nintendo's newest console.
What a scary, scary nightmare. Hi, I'm Kimmick. That's my roomsie. My sweetheart video gamesy.
Do not attempt to adjust the picture. This game is presented in black and white and in 1920s animation style. Welcome to the world of Bad Cheese. The first-person horror game where you play as a cartoon mouse is playable now on PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Okay, yeah, no, speechless. All right, well, the second annual Texas Eats Food Festival is on September 20th at the Boeing Techport Center. Anyone who goes will be able to try food from 20 top restaurants from around Texas, prepared by Michelin and James Beard award-winning chefs. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country.
And KSAT Community is teaming up with the San Antonio Food Bank for Hunger Action Month. And one easy way to give back is by dropping off some items from the food bank's 12 most wanted list.
So you can do this at any of the 19 RBFCU branches participating throughout September. To find the full list of locations and the items they need most, just go to ksatcommunity.com.
Also, don't forget to join us for the 12th annual Head for the Cure 5K that is coming up on Saturday, September 27th. And it's a special event dedicated to raising awareness and funds for brain cancer research. And it's also a race that is near and dear to our hearts here at KSAT because it honors our late news director, Jim Boyle.
Yeah, so the race starts at 8 a.m. right outside our studios here at Providence Catholic School. Don't miss a chance to be a part of an incredible cause. You can register now and use the code CURE to get $7 off your registration fee.
Look out there with TransGuide this morning. Earlier, it was pretty good on the roadways, and looking on the TxDOT website, things are still looking good. Just be aware of those normal construction spots.
And no rain to worry about today.
No rain to worry about. Dry roads. We'll see temperatures up around 89, depending on how long these clouds hang around. But coolest day today. After that, though, it heats up. 92 Tuesday, mid-90s by the end of the work week.
All right, cooler mornings for the most part.
And moles, I'm just wondering, moles are going to be...
Oh, yeah, is it better today?
The molds are better, but still going to be elevated probably next few days.
Okay, we will take care of that.
And happy 11th birthday.
Oh,
yes,
happy birthday.
We'll send Stephanie over to sing in just a little while. But here is SA Live on their birthday. Have a great day.
celebrating San Antonio with the city's #1 lifestyle and variety show. This is SA Live.
Good morning, I'm Fiona Gorstiza.
Jen Tobias Rescue. Yes, I love the energy, Fiona. Yes, we are celebrating. Everybody want to cheer in here? Happy birthday to us. So many memories, so many moments. Do you have one that sticks out?
I still remember the very first show when we took over Houston Street there in front of the Buckhorn